Riley, welcome to the XTalkShow. Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here. I always want to let people know that I am thankful to, for the opportunity for you guys to be here, Also, you guys, thank you so much for watching XTalkShow. And we're going to find out what's behind Riley. And so let's begin with this. And let's begin with the first question. Riley, are you ready?
I am ready.
I want to make sure you're ready, okay?
Actually, I don't know anymore. I was just kidding.
Okay, so I was watching your videos, TikTok, Instagram, all that. It's really, really amazing, and also the things that you talk about. Before we get into that, what made you start doing all these things as content creator?
Right when COVID happened, I was committed to Santa Fe College for volleyball, and I went through a really, really rough time, and that was my passion was volleyball, and that was my first love. So I went through a really tough time and lost a bunch of weight, and I physically couldn't play anymore. So then I had to quit, and I lost I had no passion for anything anymore. And so 2 months after that, me and my family went to a trip to Cancun, and it was so pretty, and I've always taken pictures, but I took my phone and I got all cute, and I would set my phone up on a window or a windowsill, and I started taking pictures with a pretty background with a palm tree or something. Mm-hmm. And I found myself after that taking 300 photos, being back and rotting in bed and looking at those pictures and editing it, and I'm okay, let me take a picture of this palm tree and plan this out and plan this. And so then I had the passion for making things aesthetic, I would say. Even then I didn't take it seriously, I didn't take any kind of influencing seriously, and then I just liked the way that it looked and being creative with it. And then around this time last year, I started taking it seriously because I kind of saw that there's so many branches of social media, and then transparency, I saw that it's great money as well.
The key word, aesthetic. You
Yes.
like to everything to seem
Yes,
aesthetic.
I like, and that's so kind of also not reality, because that's not what Instagram looks like, and that's not what my life looks like. Even though my decor at home can be aesthetic, what I can wear can be aesthetic, but
I can see aesthetic.
sometimes that's not all that's true. But I love having an aesthetic life, even if it's outside of if I don't film it every day. Being clean and having my space clean, even though I'm not always a clean person. But when I do clean and stuff, it makes me happy that my decor is aesthetic. I like being girly and stuff.
So everything has to look clean and steady.
See, it looks aesthetic, but I feel I'm a type A and type B person. I'm very messy. Right now, my apartment is not aesthetic. But the decor is aesthetic, but the atmosphere and the dishes, that ain't aesthetic. So,
okay.
Right.
You think this is aesthetic?
I do. When I first came in, I did think this was very aesthetic. I was okay. But in time, because I looked at this and I was you got it all set up for me. And I was okay.
I'm glad that this is aesthetic for you, okay? I might wanna, What was that specific moment where you were looking in your life and you go to your TikTok and Instagram account and you start seeing all those followers, all those people started following you, liking your videos? How was that moment where you're okay, I'm really getting to be well known?
Right. So when I first felt that.
When was that?
For me, it wasn't fully when I first started getting likes, but I remember I took this one video around this time last year, and I was I know I'm gonna make it. I know I'm gonna gain a following. In this video, I was I'm gonna get X, Y, and Z brands. I'm gonna get the audience that I want to follow me, the people that like the same things as me and stuff. And then a month after that, I took the same video, and I was okay, so I knocked one of those brands off. I got that, and then I got invited to Miami Swim Week by a brand that I have loved for a while. So getting invited to that and then going to that was insane, because then it was also great networking, and I got to meet so many people that I've seen through the screen that I looked up to and stuff. and like actually got to like, I was like, wow, like I got invited to this. And then having like people reach out to me and be like, wow, like look at, like that's insane, like look what you just did. And I was like, I didn't really think of it that way. And then just recently is when I started getting a lot of more followers, but like I started noticing that I would gain more following on TikTok when I started posting about my endometriosis and emetophobia, and kind of like reaching, like trying to put content out that kind of resonated with like a very niche audience and stuff. And then that's when I started noticing like, okay, like I am starting to get like a following, and it made me feel good that I was like inspiring like other people, and people want to follow that along.
Some of the videos that you have posted on TikTok is you talking about endometriosis. And it is also like, I think, important for those that, you know, are going through the same thing as you. What made you talk about endometriosis? Like what inspired you to talk about it?
I think like I started talking about it when I started getting gaslighted by my OB the second time. And then I found out like so many of my friends had it, or like my mom had it, and like the way that like it was like came to a point where I was like in so much pain, and like nobody was listening to me. And then I would go and like probably my FBI agent on my phone like was hearing me talk about it. So on my For You page, like all these people with endometriosis was coming up and being like, this is so annoying, like there's no like cure for this and whatnot. And so I was like, and I felt like not a lot of people actually talked about it. Like when I would look up like symptoms, it would be only like doctors talking about it. Like it was no one like that really actually like, still a lot of people post about it, but like I feel like it's just not talked about like enough normally and casually, you know.
There are people, you know, watching this video that like maybe, you know, they're going through the same process, same difficulties, and they're like, why nobody talk about these things? And then having you freely talking about this, maybe they was like, okay, there's someone else that can understand me.
Yeah.
And that's amazing that you can be talking about these things. What are one of the most difficult things for you having to deal with this?
I mean, when you look it up on the internet, endometriosis comes up as the top 20 most painful diseases.
I'll check that out. Yeah.
And like, it's different on everybody's body. There's 5 stages of it, and the stage 5 is like the worst. And I personally have stage 3.
Wow.
And it's different for everybody. Like for me, like I have really bad like GI issues, and just really bad like period pains. And I think that's also why people don't like talking about it, because I think a lot of people are very iffy when talking about like period pains. Like if I went up to a man and I was like I need to get tampons, they're like, oh, like your period? Like it's not a secret, like it's okay. Like a lot of women get like embarrassed talking about it too. Like I personally, like if I'm on my period, like I am whipping out my wrapper in like the bathroom and I'm loud with it. Like it's like I'm not embarrassed, and I don't think anybody should be. So when talking about endometriosis, it's like, it is like personal, because it's like a woman's like reproductive organs.
Right.
Like it's not a lot of people openly talk about it, but like because it's so painful for some people, like it should be talked about. But like the biggest thing for me was just like the pain, and then also my OB not really listening to me. But everyone's symptoms are completely different, and for me, it's like weird. It's just, I felt like I was being stabbed all the time. It was awful.
And I like that you're really open about it, and I can see in you that you're like freely talking about it. And it's true, you know, like it's something normal, you know. I'm talking, you know, it's another disease, you know.
Yeah.
And why hide it? You know, why try to like not talk about it when it's something that is happening? And there's many women going through this situation, and it's amazing that they have you, Riley.
Thank you.
That's amazing.
Thank you.
Another thing that I was also looking at through your TikToks was when you were talking about emetophobia.
Yeah, emetophobia, yeah.
How is that? Like, I didn't know at the beginning what was emetophobia.
And that's another thing people don't talk about, and like people try to downplay it, and the thing is, like, the people who don't have it just don't understand, which is completely okay. Like I've tried to explain to my boyfriend, and there's like the best way, like, so emetophobia is the fear of throwing up. Like, to me, it is like, the best way I explain it to somebody is that if someone told me, do this, if someone told me to saw off my pinky with a plastic knife to never throw up again, sign me up, I'm there, I'll do it. Like, I will cut off my pinky with a plastic knife to not throw up. And it's like, I'm also a hypochondriac, so if someone, like, I remember when I used to work in retail, someone called out sick or something, like, I would go out of my way, obviously I want to check on them, but I'd be like, hey, so like, what kind of sickness do you have? Have you like thrown up yet or anything like that? Oh no, like I'm fine. Oh, okay. And like my heart would start racing. Like anywhere I go, like if I go to the mall and like there's like been like I went 3 places today that I could have possibly picked up like a stomach bug. So like I will ask for chicken to be cooked longer because I'm scared to get salmonella. Oh. Like it really, I've dealt with it since I was younger. It was because I threw up from McDonald's. Never have touched McDonald's since I was like 8.
Feeling, how does it begin? Like I would like to know.
I have really bad anxiety, and a lot of people's symptoms from having anxiety makes them nauseous. So then I get anxiety, and then it makes me nauseous, and then I get anxiety about being nauseous. So it's like, sometimes I can tell the difference between like real nausea, like, oh, I ate something and that didn't make me feel good, or it's like I have anxiety and it's made me nauseous. But it will start up that like, if someone told me that I hugged, like say like tomorrow you text me, you're like, hey, just letting you know, I got a stomach bug. I would crawl away into a room and probably like bawl my eyes out and take medicine and like go down a whole like rabbit hole, being like, how can I have medicine at home that will, if someone told me they had a stomach bug, I have all supplements to take. I would freak out if someone told me like, hey, I know I saw you yesterday and I hugged you, but I have the stomach bug. I would then make myself get these symptoms and convince myself that I had the stomach bug.
Wow. And what was that age when you were like, I have that phobia? When
I was like 8, I remember I threw up from McDonald's. Like I remember vivid, like I can explain the whole story, like down to what I was wearing, where my mom took me to clean myself up. Like I remember everything, and then I have not thrown up since. I'm like, not like, if I will do everything in my power not to throw up.
Wow. So
it sounds crazy for someone who like, but like, I mean, everyone will say like, oh, like no one likes throwing up, which is true, but like, I feel like I'm dying.
Wow. So it's just like being, having this phobia of like, I don't want to throw up. Like,
yeah.
And then you think about it.
I go down like a whole like rabbit hole, and it's hard to get out of it. And then like, I'll have bad like FOMO. Like if I will, my schedule goes, like my life goes around my fear of throwing up. Like if I get an ounce of feeling nauseous and I have plans, like say I got nauseous before this, I would have texted you being like, hey, I'm so sorry, I can't come. I can't come, I'm sorry.
I was worried about it. I was like, what if she gets this thing called emetophobia, before we start? And
I would have told you I cannot come, and I would have felt like crap, but then like I used to feel bad, and if I did have plans with people, I would like be so hard on myself and show up and like sit there in like not pain, but in like nausea, like I would sit there and deal with it. But now like I know that no is like a one sentence. So if I am with a lot of my friends understand, I'm like, hey, so I know it's literally like 5 minutes before we have to go, but I am not coming anymore. I am nauseous. So until that goes away, I will not be coming out.
What if, the day of your wedding, you're walking to the altar, and then you just get this feeling of having emetophobia? What will you do?
If I was walking down the aisle, I think everyone in my family, and Tristan, I think, would be like, if I was like, I need 5 minutes to go take some nausea medicine, they'd be like, valid. Like, we get it. Like, we get it. You do what you need to do. I feel like everybody would be like, this is what she would do. But the thing is, I would do everything in my power not to. Like, I probably, if on my wedding day, if I get married, I will probably take like 2 nausea pills before I walk down the aisle, so I don't get nauseous. Like, I will be prepared.
That will be the worst day to,
Yeah.
to get this.
I will make it not happen. I will make sure that it doesn't happen, for sure.
For those who have emetophobia, what advice will you give them?
I would probably give them the advice that I give me, that I don't listen to myself though, but I will give to you guys, that every time that you get nauseous, like, I promise you, like, this is the same thing that happens like every day, and like, it's gonna pass. Like, it can't get worse than that. Like, I think a lot of people with emetophobia think they have a due date. Like, every time, like, I'm like, I'm getting closer and closer. Like, I still haven't thrown up yet. It's been, I'm long overdue. And I think it's like, I have like a date. You don't have a date. Like, it's just, to be honest.
It can happen anytime.
Yeah. And I kind of just tell myself, like, that there's a lot of things that can help you. There's like, I take peppermint pills that can help, like, relax me. There's just kind of ways to relax yourselves. Also surround yourself with people that also understand, because I used to think that I was crazy until I found emetophobies on TikTok, and I felt like not alone. So
I was watching one of your videos on TikTok. It was like you talking, if you're in a cruise and you have emetophobia.
oh, like, this is what to do.
Yeah.
Especially with seasickness, the one thing I know is that if you get seasick and if you're starting to feel nauseous, go down to the very lowest deck that you can go to, into the middle. So not the front or the back, but the middle, all the way on like deck 1, if there's a deck 1. That's the spot where you feel it the least. If you do have emetophobia, people will bring like napkins at the buffet to like hold the like spoon. I do that sometimes, but I try not to look crazy in front of people when I have like a napkin holding these like spoons. But always washing your hands, like, I will always do that too.
It will sound weird, okay? But I would like to have, having emetophobia to be able to understand y'all, because
Yeah.
I'm trying to understand, but I feel like at the same time I'm not understanding.
Because it is so hard to like understand if you don't have it, because personally, like, my friend has told me, she was like, if I'm being honest, I'd rather throw up than be nauseous. I was like, it doesn't make sense to me. And like, one of my other friends, she's like, oh yeah, I just threw up this morning. And I'm like, are you okay? Like, you're not going into a panic attack? She's like, I threw up. Like, I don't know. I'm like, what do you mean? I get an ounce of being nauseous and like, I need to go to the ER. But it's so weird for people who don't understand it, but like, it's like, I genuinely feel crazy when because I think about it and I'm like, I know I've tried to explain it to my boyfriend, and it's like a brick wall. Like, if you don't have it, you don't understand it. But people will like sympathize with you. This person who understood it the most was my dad during one time where, like, if I was in like a restaurant and I was like, Dad, like, I'm feeling like I need to leave, like, I need to go sit outside, and he's like alone and like the food hasn't even come yet, and he'd be like, all right, well, just go sit in the car and I'll come when I'm out, done. And I'm like, all right. Like, it was like, I always have that fear of like embarrassment, like if I just got here like right now and I'm like, hey, I need to leave, like we're 10 minutes in or something, and I'm like, I have to go. Like, it's like the embarrassment of like, they're gonna think I'm crazy for wanting to leave because I'm like nauseous. And so the first person to really, really understand that was like my dad.
Oh.
I love my dad. My dad's the best.
Dad, if you're watching, you are, say it. He is the best.
You're the best, Dad. I've told him before I'm gonna write a book about him, so.
I don't know you, but you're the best.
He's the best. I love Frank.
His name is Frank.
Yes.
Frank, good job. You always showing to the people, what they want to know about you, but is there anything that they do not know about you?
I've done therapy for 4 years.
Wow.
So that's another subject I feel like a lot of people don't like, is like therapy. So that's normal. I've done therapy for 4 years and I love it. I personally started it because of my emetophobia.
Okay, so it would be a good advice for them, for those who are struggling, and it would be good to go and
Anybody, to be honest, even if you don't think you're going through anything, I think therapy is the best. I know, and what sucks is like in our world, like healthcare or anything is expensive, but like I do BetterHelp, and truthfully, I think anybody and everybody should do therapy. It's very nice to have someone that has an outside opinion about anything, and even though they're not giving their opinion, just someone just to talk to that's not someone that you know or family or anything, like, and they also give you like good advice. So I've had my girl for 4 years, and it takes a while too, like the first couple sessions, like I've had to explain all my trauma, or I had to explain everything for her to finally like understand. Now I bring up like, oh, like so and so did this, and they already know who I'm talking about. Like they already know, she already knows the names in my life, like she knows like everything, and so I love it.
So it's good to have therapy, you say?
I love it. I think it's great. A lot of people don't like it. People don't believe in it, but I think it's great to talk to somebody about your problems if you're not okay.
Where do you see yourself in the next 10 years?
Good question. Definitely still, I mean, it's not ideal. I know like some people will still make fun of someone maybe doing social media in the future, but like even if it's something to do with any kind, even if it's having my own brand or working for a brand that I love that has to do with like marketing or their social medias, having like knowing how to run a social media for a brand, something like that. But aside from like career-wise, like I just want to be happy and successful, and I want to have probably in 10 years, I guess, like a family, I would say.
I hope to see you in 10 years smiling, being happy with your future family.
Thank you.
And being happy.
Thank you.
You know, maybe with 20 and 30 and 40K followers on Instagram and a bunch of views on TikTok.
That's a good goal. That would be good.
And being happy at the same time.
Yeah. Being happy is my biggest thing, is just being content.
Good to know that. So you have to respond the following questions as soon as you can.
Okay.
Okay?
I feel like I'm on Family Feud at the end.
Coffee or tea?
Matcha.
I gotta stop right here. I see it on TikTok. How is that? Explain to me. Blueberry and matcha combined. I'm gonna show it to you guys. You will see. How is that blueberry and matcha combined? Mixed together, like.
It is so. I understand like how coffee is not for everybody and matcha is not for everybody, but like I personally, I love coffee, but I love matcha, and people think it tastes like grass, but I also like, I just think it's a sweet treat. And then when you add like blueberry or raspberry, like it's like what you would add to like you know how people add to a smoothie and they're like, oh, just throw some spinach in there, it's not gonna make that much of a difference.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, I think it's kind of like that. Like you look at it and it's green, you're like, but it tastes so yummy and rich. I love it. So I mean, tea, it's matcha green tea.
Are you a morning person or a night person?
Morning.
Why?
I love breakfast and I love having my easy morning routine.
Name a song that makes you happy.
She Knows by J. Cole.
Can you sing a little bit of it?
I don't think that's appropriate. One that probably makes me happy is one that recently it's called Fancy Footwork. And it was in the movie Step Up.
Okay.
And it's been on TikTok, and for some reason, like, I jam out to it. And
Favorite snack?
right now, seaweed.
Dream vacation destination?
Like Morocco. I
Ooh.
think Morocco would be really cool, and I want to ride, like, a camel.
You give me some, like, those vibes from people from Africa. I don't know why.
Thank you.
I was like, are you from Africa or something?
I am, but I'm just like, I'm Caucasian.
I was like, are you from Africa or Asia? I don't know. I was like, you're not from Jackson. But you're from texting or calling?
Texting.
Riley, again, thank you. Thank you guys for watching. Riley, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
And guys, subscribe, like that video, and also comment some beautiful things to Riley. And any advice you want to tell?
Live your life to the fullest. truly. I read this book called Tuesdays with Marie, and he said if you're in bed, you're dead. And just get up and live.
Live your life to the fullest. Peace, y'all.